Hi everyone, it's Baldrick here. In today's episode, I'll be doing a commentary on my thoughts of indie games versus AAA title games. And if you're not sure what these are, a AAA title game I would consider Call of Duty, Battlefield franchise, and many other big franchises that are made by big companies such as EA, Activision. So they are the AAA games, and then you've got your indie developers who make indie games. And the reason I can't really give you a big list of indie developers is because they're usually not very well known. The one I can come up the most fastest with is Mojang. I think that's the developer of Minecraft or something. I'm not really the biggest expert on Minecraft, but that's sort of a company that produces Minecraft or something like that. So I'll be mainly focusing on game quality and basically whether indie games are better than AAA games. So here are my thoughts, guys. Well, you've got the big games like Battlefield 4 that are excellent, but unfortunately you get the greedy companies such as EA, and they sort of force it to be released early, causing many bugs. And this doesn't just happen for Battlefield, it's happened for SimCity, also known by many people as Sims Shitty. It's a good game, I know, but they shouldn't really stuff up the release as bad as these companies do. Whereas indie games, they've got their time to polish off any major glitches. They can easily take back customer feedback because there's not a million people just spamming them. It's just I find a much more smooth release than AAA games. But then when it comes down to it, let's face it, AAA games are always going to have the better graphics because they've got more money spent into them and more development time or more devs to make the graphics better. So you're always going to have better graphics with a more expensive game. But put graphics aside, I think we should just focus on game quality. I've seen many indie games, especially on Steam, you don't get too many on Origin, that always go on Steam sale. They're only about, I'd say, maximum 30 to about $5 in Australian currency, so they're pretty cheap and they're very affordable. And then you've got the expensive games like Call of Duty that never ever go down in price. You've got Modern Warfare 2, I'm pretty sure it's a 2009 game and it still costs $90, which is very stupid. I don't know why it's that expensive, but that's how it is, guys. And then you've got many other games such as Grand Theft Auto like 3 still costing, I don't know, like $10 still, and it's a very old game, that one. So they don't really give appropriate prices for some of their games, and no matter how old they are. Because when Grand Theft Auto 3 was released, I guess it wasn't really made by a big company, but it's become a big company, so I guess they don't want to lower the price then. And yeah, I think to the average consumer, indie games are much more affordable, and I think in the long run they do better in some cases, especially. I'll give you an example. Minecraft, that started as an alpha. The idea of Minecraft had never ever been like put into a game as good as Minecraft, so that's what made it so good. You can build whatever you want, you can do whatever you want. It's a survival game, you can make mods for it. That's what a lot of PC gamers love. And let's get into mods now. So, the modding community, Call of Duty, it used to be very big, but now since Activision sort of is a bit fussy with its mods, and Infinity Ward and Treyarch or whatever, they've just let modding go away, so you can't even do custom zombie maps anymore. I'm a big fan of World at War ones. You can't do custom multiplayer maps, which really does suck. You can't really do whatever you want to the game anymore, which for a lot of people is the reason why they bought the game. So you'd find some of the older AAA games usually allow mods. That's because the game devs are trying to attract as many people as they can, but once they reach a certain threshold, they really start to not give a shit about the consumer and just think about getting their money. I know everybody's going to make money, but the indie developers, they just want to get as many people onto their game as possible, that via be YouTube or Twitch or whatever. But some of these other AAA titles, especially Nintendo, do not like their games being broadcasted on YouTube, and I think that's very stupid of them. Well, firstly, because it's basically free advertising, and secondly, if you see a game you like on YouTube, you're probably going to want to buy it, and eventually you will buy it. It's not like you're going to say, oh yeah, I played Battlefield 4 by just watching it on YouTube. No, that is completely different to playing it. Watching games, no one these days watches game clips unless it's a brand new game, just for the experience. You just can't do that anymore because you just rather get the game. So I find that very unusual, especially about Nintendo. But anyway, I love how Nintendo is sort of giving it up to indie developers now for the Wii U, so that's really excellent of them. Now, what else can I say about AAA games that they do better than indie games? Well, one thing is that AAA games tend to have a lot more players on them. It's easier to find multiplayer matches, especially. The campaign are usually pretty crap, to be honest, whereas indie games sometimes are just 100% focused on the campaign and 0% focused on any multiplayer. A good example of that is Outlast. It's a great indie survival horror game. I've played a bit of it, but I haven't really gotten to finish it. I've been stuck into Battlefield 4 a bit. I'm a bit addicted to this game. But I've also fallen into the hands of Insurgency. It's a great Counter-Strike mod based game. So it's a full game. People call it Insurgency 2 or whatever you want to call it. It's a great game. The graphics are a bit dated. They're still very good. It would be good graphics for, I'd say, 2012. And I think that's all, guys. There's some games I recommended. Yeah, I think that's about it for this commentary. So if you liked it, please don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe on this video. And please leave a comment on how I could improve my next video. That would be very greatly appreciated. See you later, guys. Remember to have a nice day or night wherever you are.